I'm doing part 2 of this, right? Because content. Don't worry, LaFon's coming later. Once we get, we gotta do some things here. But Aaliyah, man. Remember when she died, man? It was like, oh damn. It's before 9/11. I remember that. And of course, the black vampires in film. You know? I remember Vamp. That was a crazy movie. So, but anyway, they go over to it, right? And I just like they bring up. I never saw that Death by Temptation. Right? It didn't have a wide release, but I saw Vamp. That I rented. Right? Eyes Reap. What's this? These two are unforgettable, unapologetic vampires. And I'm like, what vampires apologize? I never saw vampires really apologize too much. So, lasting icons in black horror. Now, I like how they bring up here, right? Right, the surrealist French cult filmmaker. Well, he's a horror filmmaker. I don't know if surrealist. He's a horror filmmaker, right? She belongs to a film, right? Le Viol du Vampire, Rape of the Vampire, right? You have the vampire queen is a black vampire, right? I don't know what you would call her in France. She was light skinned. So, vampire queen, right? This was the blast, power, beautiful and powerful. All right, relax. It's just interesting. I actually love that movie. So, okay, now we go here, right? We go with Aaliyah. Okay, now I'll be remiss if I didn't mention another vampire royal, Queen Akasha, Queen of the Damned. Okay, so now the film adaptation, okay, of the Queen of the Damned. They're very interesting. I have gone over a bunch of Anne Rice stuff. I was a big Anne Rice fan when I was younger. I know. Now, obviously, when I saw this, I mean, the movie itself is a great movie. It's actually a really good movie. Okay, as Arkham Reporter mentions, the soundtrack is like a new metal. It's like a snapshot of that new metal time. And Stuart Townsend was great. I liked. It was a good movie. Okay, the problem was like Alien 3. It was good, but it wasn't good in terms of being in the context of a whole saga of vampires. Okay. Right. Terrific Grace, she crushed all in her wake with a flick of her wrists. All right. Now, of course, the and okay, a standalone movie. Okay. I'm just saying, Queen of the Damned, Akasha, and the Pharaoh, right there, rulers of ancient Egypt. They would not have looked like her. Okay? You're damn right. They would not have looked like her. Sorry. So, not taking nothing away from her. So, very beautiful. God, how beautiful she is. But that's not what she would have looked like. So, now, of course, in terms of what a character is supposed to look like, and Anne Rice, obviously, I had got over like 2 years ago. Like the Vampire Chronicles, right? Now there's a show. It's a very popular show. I had mentioned it's in the vein of the kind of horror that people like, where the vampires are horribly killing and mutilating the bad white people. Right, so we go here. Of course, the 1940 film, 1994 film. Right? Now you have AMC, right? This time Louis is a queer black man, okay, and he's seduced by the white Lestat. Whoa. Yo, sister girl, right? I'm assuming, right? Because they wouldn't let anyone else write this. How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? How the hell you gonna do that? A big B for y'all and a little W for us, man. How you gonna do that? For real? You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny too because it's totally ridiculous. It's just totally fucking ridiculous. It's just like. I like Louis' portrayal here is much more believable. Right? Now, how is it more believable? Louis was French. He was a white man. So you made him mixed race because they were Creoles, okay, which could go either way. So there's nothing more realistic about nothing. So anyway. So now going through here, it's just I don't know. This looks like an interesting film. The Invitation. This sounds like an interesting film here. But by rate now. Listen now here, man. I don't know if this video is gonna get me in trouble. Grace Jones is not. She's Jamaican. She's Caribbean. Okay, although my oldest friend who's Caribbean is mixed Mixed. Now, she is obviously mixed. I mean, come on, man. She is obviously mixed, okay? There are gradations. I didn't make it up. I didn't make this world. But I'm just saying, it's just interesting how she's described as biracial. But this is the problem, right? Both women use their vampire status to fight evil and regain their humanity. Yeah, well, I'm all for, like, monsters who fight against their nature, like, like Voldemort Dininsky or whatever. I kind of, those are kind of cool characters. I Vampire, remember the comic series? But like this, they bring up this film that I have not seen, but I want to see. Old Dracula with David Niven. And yeah, there's a crazy scene here, right? And it's slightly problem. Oh, she's is slightly problematic. So it's not. It could be worse though, right? When she gets the vampire wife gets a blood transfusion, she becomes black. She becomes this actress. Actually, I remember that actress from like the TV shows. She was a beautiful woman, right? But his white vampire bride turns into a black woman. That's funny. Anyway, I don't want to go over here. Apparently, I didn't realize Jennifer Beals is considered black. I didn't know that. So, I figure she, I didn't know that. I don't know. Of course, the old joke, you want to joke about us Italians, although I'm only half Italian. I don't want to, no, we're not going to do that. And of course, this film, Ganja and Huss, I still haven't seen that movie either, so I want to see it. Of course, I'm telling you, Blackula is amazing. Blackula is an awesome movie, right? It's an awesome film. Okay? Unless you're gay, you ain't gonna like it. But I'm just saying, it's an awesome film, man. So, and what is this? Who is this? What? Wait a minute, Blade. I thought Black Panther was the first black superhero film. So, who is that? They made a film in what, was it 90, 98? 97? What? 99? I'm saying, the first Marvel superhero movie that was big was this dude right here, man. Anyway, all right. So I'm not gonna cover all this. Now everyone wants to make killer clowns now, so you should give the ICP some money. Anyway, this is more of a addendum vid. A lot of this stuff I just don't have. This looks cool, but I just don't have interest in it. I feel bad too because I'm the guy that told you I never really saw a David Lynch film other than the Dune. And of course, someone has to get in there, a tribute to the women of David Lynch's world. Oh, here we go. So basically, the poor women are so put upon, right? Traumatized with beautiful women, right? The realization that women exist in a state of perpetual danger, okay? Even though the majority of victims of violent crime are still men, women are in perpetual danger. It just takes one violent man, very rare, to snap, strangle, or shoot and end a woman's story, right? When the vast majority of men don't do that, and the men that will defend you do that, but we're sort of beyond that. Come on. And I like this here. Men's voyeuristic consumption of the female body. Men, as in all men, their perceived entitlement to it. Man, you know what? Usually I try to be clever and this and that. Man, fuck that shit already. Give me a break, man. Reclaimed by women. Fire Walk With Me has been reclaimed by women. What does that mean? Right? Women don't have to play the role of perfect beacons of moral purity to be believed or to earn your respect or support. Well, now anyone has to earn respect. Okay, support's optional. You don't have, if something's not true and you don't have proof, you're not supposed to believe it. Huh? I know it's crazy. So, the man who changed so many of us is to support the woman in your life. So, of course I would, as their rights are continually threatened. See now, what the rights? What are you talking about? Defend them in the face of worldwide rise in violence against women. Well, that's not in our countries. Right? Walk with them through the fire of misogyny and transphobia. Whoa, how do you, whoa, slow down. Fire. Look at a video of something being done to a woman. Who's the person doing it? Look at them, right? And then get back to me. Thank you. Do it for these fictional characters that don't exist. I'm just saying, man, fuck that shit. I'm serious. Fucking hide it. So I can't say nothing about Lost Highway. I haven't seen it. Anyway, I want to end this up. I gotta get going. But there'll be more stuff tonight. What the fuck is that? Celebrating the Rocky Horror Pictures. Oh, well, I tell you, I am a Phantom of the Paradise, man. So, I mean, I watched part of it once. It's annoying to me. It's just, and listen, and I'll say it again, and I'm not saying it for any other reason. I like campy stuff too, at times. I think it could be funny. So I like taking the piss out of stuff. I don't have a problem with, a drag in a comedy context or like just crazy campy stuff. It's kind of funny, right? It's like the old days. It's like the old vaudeville days. But you know what? It's a long way since the. Anyway, I don't know. Let me just finish this up. I don't know really, to be frank, even Rue Morgue, I have more interest in the stuff they were covering than what's in here. So I just don't have any interest in half of what they were covering, and that's not good, man. That's not good. So, now this I've heard of, but I never saw it. But like the Don't Wish Horror, man, I've always talked about this movie, and Burial Ground is awesome. So I mean, you're starting to get to points of where it's like, how much do you have? It was all the books. And all right, here I'll round it out. Okay, when you're talking about the things we've been talking about, the political, right? Bat Eater, another names for Corazine. Okay, so there's about a woman here. It's 2 words from a man who pushed her sister in front of the train. Bat Eater. Okay, so this is a reference to the bullshit, and I will say, the bullshit propaganda against the Great People's Republic of China. Okay, blamed for something that wasn't even really a big deal. Okay, but they made it a big deal on you. Okay, and on all of us. We all were touched by that. Okay, they made a lot of people, and they convinced a lot of people to take something that might be causing problems for them now. Okay, and we go here. So now obviously, someone is targeting Asian women. Okay, and what's going here? Themes of identity, rampant xenophobia, right, are the biggest antagonists, right? The duality from her heritage and the inability to fully belong to either. Yeah, well, I keep saying, I was very close to a woman, an American woman of Asian descent, and there's a lot of interesting things with that. Okay, I have a real affinity for Chinese culture and people. Okay, knowing full well that when they take over an area, they don't, they're not so friendly after that. Okay, but her and her family were really good to me. Okay, I don't forget things like that. So now what I'm saying is here, what gets me mad as someone who's seen throughout my life, through my eyes, the truth of what you see every day. Okay, unchecked violence towards the Asian community during the pandemic. I keep saying to you, you've had violence against the Asian community for decades, okay? And I keep telling you, look at the person who's doing it. Look at the video. What is the person? What do they look like? Who's doing that? Who's pushing fucking people in front of the trains? Yeah, I'm not so funny now, right? Yeah. I fucking hide it with this shit, man. Fucking hide it. So, I like you when you're funny. What are you doing? Anyway. Fucking hide it. I do want socio-political horror films to come out, okay? But coming from other angles. So, damn it. Somehow, some way. All right, later. It's okay. It's all right. Really.